Today on the table I have the Taurus Curve and the Rm380. You will see a price split of about $25, the Rm380 being about $25 more than the Taurus Curve. Weight, the Taurus Curve is a heavier firearm. Length, the Rm380 looks a touch longer. It's also a taller firearm, even without the mags in them. And the Rm380 does look slightly skinnier than the Taurus Curve. Mag release, from your normal shooting position, totally doable with the Rm380. This magazine goes in really nice, especially compared to other small firearms. Your mag release is ambidextrous, drops free nicely, locks in. The Taurus Curve, it doesn't have a mag release. What you have to do is come up with your other hand, pinch these two retaining clips. Actually, there's only one retaining clip, and then it comes out. Which limits you because you can't do drop the magazine and come up with a new one. You actually have to use both hands to change mags on this, so you'd have to discard your old one and then come in with your new one, which is going to lengthen your reload time. Trigger break. The Taurus Curve is nice and light, breaks really clean. I don't have a front sight, but I'm still not seeing any shaking in the firearm. The Rm380, much heavier, much longer, but it still does break pretty clean. Overall look of the firearm, I do like the Rm380 a lot better. It just seems like a more quality firearm. The Taurus Curve, it kind of reminds me of a taser or something along that effect. Sights, the Rm380, they're really nubbed off. Very bare minimum sights on the Rm380. The Taurus Curve, you have no fixed sights. When your loaded flag's up though, you do kind of have, let's see if I can find something to push this with. You do kind of got a little valley you can look through. And then you just have an X drawn on the back. Now this does have a laser sight. It's a laser sight flashlight combo. This firearm hasn't even been shot yet and the flashlight already quit working, but the laser sight does work. When you purchase the firearms, with the Rm380 you're going to get a nice cardboard box. Inside you're going to find your owner's manual, Remington sticker, trigger lock, and a second magazine. Now your second magazine lets you run flush mount. Looks like that. Now with that magazine in, you do not get a full grip. But it comes with a pinky extended magazine that you do get a full grip. I like that a lot. This would be really easy for me to control. Your Taurus Curve, you get a pretty cool looking case. Kind of reminds me of like some sort of explosive charge. Inside you're going to get your owner's manual, your Taurus lockdown key, because this firearm does have the spot right there. Put the key in there and you turn it and it locks this firearm down, rendering it useless. And a second magazine. Unfortunately with the Taurus Curve, no matter what mag you put in there, because they're both the same, you do not get a full grip. This firearm's going to be a little bit harder for me to control. Now your Rm380 does have a clip. And this little lanyard thing, you're supposed to put this lanyard through your belt and then just pocket carry this. So when you draw it, you don't need a holster. It does also curve to your body. And with this, I don't even know what you'd call this lanyard thing, it does protect the trigger so you don't have to worry about accidentally firing it. But it takes a lot of force to get this to come off the lanyard. So any sort of stealth draw is out of the question. I mean, you're going to have to give it some force. But it's kind of cool this doesn't need a holster. It's also got some pretty good texturing on the back. Both these are the same capacity. Now your Rm380 obviously doesn't have a holster. This does have a huge disadvantage though. To take this down, It's just a little pin that'll drop out. If you don't keep a lot of grease on this, just even locking it back or checking to see if it's loaded, this pin can fall down, locking the slide open, or it can totally fall off, and then this firearm will disassemble. Disassembly on both the firearms really sucks, but I do believe the Taurus Curve has an advantage because this won't fall out on you, or at least it's not supposed to anyway. Now your slide release on the Rm380 is really nubbed off, extremely hard to push. Your best bet is to just rest your thumb on top of it and pull it back and let it go. But it is cool that it actually does have a slide release. Now the Taurus Curve only has a slide stop. There's no slide release on this at all. What you have to do is eject the magazine and then slingshot it back, or you gotta have a loaded magazine in there when you rack it. This also does have a magazine disconnect, so it will not fire with the magazine out. So it takes a little bit to figure out how to operate this. The Taurus Curve does have a loaded flag, the Rm380 does not. But the Rm380 does have a little notch cut in the barrel, so you can peek in there and see if there's brass. Now what would I pick, the Rm380 or the Taurus Curve? Yes, this is a huge thing for me. I don't like this at all, that this pin can just fall out. I wish I had some sort of retaining system on there. And the trigger's not quite as good as a Taurus Curve, but I do like the functionality of the firearm, and it feels really quality. Just how the magazine goes in and out. Nice steel trigger. Kind of wish there was a little bit better sights on there. Now the Taurus Curve does also have some advantages. One, you don't need a holster. It's a self-defense weapon, combination cat toy. I mean, that's pretty cool. And it's just different looking, so if you want something different looking, the Taurus Curve's not a bad idea. But yes, the Rm380 is my pick, even though it's $25 more. But thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave in the comments below which one you would pick and why.